initial introduction, there have been some pivots in that. So I do full coaching fully since like 2 years ago. So if you guys are coaches, consultants, that will also help you. So can you guys drop in the chat, what do you guys do, so I can get to know you better, and then we were going to start with this. Financial coach, amazing. What else? Consultant. Okay, a lot of coaches, consultants, amazing. Okay, so how many times per week are you guys posting on LinkedIn? Someone says 0 for times a week. Keep it coming. 7, amazing. 5, 2. Okay, perfect. So I would encourage those of you who are not posting yet to start posting, and I'll let you in on some secrets that I've used. So let's go with this. Also, I didn't send this to Tatiana, but I'm gonna drop at the end of the Q&A the link to prompts, storytelling prompts that I use in my content. So you guys can use them straight away, and they are like being proven in any niche that you're in and in any platform, but especially they work real well on LinkedIn. Okay, so let me share my screen, and I want you guys to put a 1 in the chat if you can actually see my screen. Okay, perfect. So let's go with this. So I basically specialize on content. It's been one of the things that has brought me to where I am today. And basically it's content to cash, because for me, it doesn't matter how many followers you guys have, how many people engage with your content. At the end of the day, what we want is people to buy from that content. And I worked with people with 40,000 followers on LinkedIn with 500 engagement, like likes and comments on posts, and yet they were not able to monetize that audience. And then I worked with people with 5 to 10 likes per post, and we've done a lot of money out of that. Content alone has brought me in the past 3 years to 100K in business. I've been, I wouldn't say lucky, because obviously I worked so hard for this, but I've been strategic enough to put my content at the very top of my list. So I barely do outbound, and when I do it, it's very, very strategic. Obviously things are changing, so now I do it more. So basically I'm going to give you the basics of this, and also with the storytelling prompts that you guys are going to get at the end of this, I really suggest you guys to use them, because they really work, especially when you want to get case studies and clients to step in. So let's go with it. Content to cash, how to make people buy no matter how much money your service is. And here's what we say: sell daily, because if we don't sell on a daily basis, we're not going to get there. Okay, so let me ask you, and I want you guys to really think about this. Do you know what content would you need to post if you needed to sign 3 new clients this month? I want you to think about that, okay? When it comes to content, there's a lot of things we can do with content, but one that really is very important for you guys to know is the content archetypes that we have. I selected the 3 most important ones because this is how we are going to get to the ideal clients we want to get to. We have visibility, which is traffic, nurture content, and selling content. Okay. Which one of these archetypes are you guys doing the most right now? Are you guys writing about the most? Can you just put it in the chat? And I'll check later. Perfect. So basically, okay, I thought you were doing more visibility and selling. So this is the mindset that I want you guys to have when it comes to your content and how you do your content. Because also another thing that I say to a lot of my clients, I say to myself and to my audience, is it doesn't matter if you post 4 times a week or if you post 7 times a week, because if you keep posting the content, if the content is just not landing, it just doesn't matter how many times you post, it will still not landing. And I've gone from posting 7 times a week to 5 times a week, and now I'm posting 3 to 4 times a week, and I'm seeing better results than before. And that's because of the content structure that I have. So let's go with this. So we have, this is, by the way, how your week should look like when you do content. You have visibility, so traffic. Okay, we need to bring in new eyes on our content. You then have nurturing content, which is awareness, which is where I'm gonna go through this in more detail later. And we have sell and conversions. The thing that I'm seeing the most is that a lot of people, they don't do this enough. Okay, so for whatever reason, maybe because we don't want to be too spammy, because we just don't want to look like we're just selling, but ideally your content should sell every day. Like your content should do 70% of the sell for you. So whenever you jump on a call with someone, they're already like there. You just need to see if they're the right fit. So, and that's also especially important with coaching and consulting, because our services, that we really need that audience to hone into our content and be very specific about the problems they are facing. So let's go into this. Visibility is traffic. Okay, so we need this every single week, every single day. If we don't have people watching our content, nothing's going to happen. So we use this type of content to expand your reach and get more eyes on your offers. So I do these 3, which are the ones that are helping me the most. And by the way, LinkedIn is if you guys are on LinkedIn every day, LinkedIn is a platform that is changing so much, and it has changed so much over the past 3 months. So the type of content that would work before just doesn't work anymore. Okay, so this is what I know that it's been working for me, and it's been working for my clients as well, especially if you sell high ticket. So the first one is controversial content. Let me see if I can show you an example of this. Are you guys seeing my LinkedIn screen, or are you guys seeing my presentation screen? Can you put in the chat? LinkedIn. Okay, perfect. I want to make sure that we have no technical issues here. Okay, so this is a controversial belief. Okay, and I did this yesterday actually, and it did really good. It definitely brought in leads. And it was, do you have a content problem or you have a marketing problem? Because a lot of people I see that they are like, Geni, my content just not landing. Okay, is it your content or is it your marketing? That's not good. So basically in this post, I was very direct on what a lot of my ideal clients have a problem with, but they are not aware of that. So it's all about shifting their beliefs and being a bit controversial with basically what they think they need help with, which is usually not what they need help with. Okay. And then I just did a soft, I would say, call to action for my one-on-one coaching, and did this good. So this one example. Then we have storytelling. Okay, so I am very, very big with storytelling, and I do this across everything. LinkedIn, email. If you guys, some of you are on my email list, you see that I do a lot of storytelling because it's a story selling. Okay, good stories tell, great stories sell. And also this is what you guys have as well on the prompts. So you have, I think, more than 10 prompts. I'm gonna drop it later on the chat. And this is also good for case studies, because if they can relate and they get drawn into the story, they're like, okay, so it's not only Geni that's killing it, it's also her clients are killing it. Because a lot of the times they need to relate, and the gap between you and that person that hires you because you know better than them, you have walked the path that they're walking now, it's too big. So we need to close that. So that's when we use storytelling in our content. So for example, this is an example, okay, of what happened when I had a really good week, but what was going on behind the scenes. And basically with my content, I'm just willing to talk about things that people are not willing to talk about. And that's why it stands out. Don't be scared of putting your authenticity in your content, especially on storytelling content, because that's what's going to stand out from the rest, especially because I know we have financial coaches here too. That is very, very important. Okay. In this case, what I would say is talk about a story about what would happen or what happened to you when you had like a financial dip or a financial crisis, something like that, and how you got out of that. Because that's what people want. Okay. People don't want like, oh, look at me, I'm the best at what I do. No, it's just like, tell me why I should work with you. And you do that through stories. Okay. So that is basically what I did. Again, another call to action in every single post I do, there's a call to action. It's either to my email list, it's either to schedule a call, what masterclass, whatever that is. But you guys need to do this because this is what's going to give you the leads that you need. Okay, last one for visibility is how I achieved X in Y time. So in this case, and this works really well, you here need to be real strategic in how you position this, and your messaging needs to be very, very crystal clear, because this is your desired, your ideal client desired outcome. So they need to see that you've been there, what they want to go, right? So these are the type of posts that also worked really, really well. And I would highly recommend you guys to do this once a week. Okay, so 2 storytelling posts per week. I'm gonna go through this later, and 1 case study per week, and then 1 of this per week, and you just have for a post. You don't need to post 7 times a week. If you want to, that's fine, but it's better to do it better than just post for the sake of posting. Okay, so here was like how I fast tracked my sales on LinkedIn in the past 6 months. That's what my ideal client wants. So that's also why having a crystal clear of your ICP and your messaging really comes into place, because if all of this is a mess, your content is just not going to work. So this is basically what I was just sharing my experience. This was to gain a lot of visibility. This did really good, and it definitely brought in ideal clients. So I recommend you guys do this one. Let's go now with nurture. Okay, so this is a content that helped them move towards the sell. It's not that you guys post one piece of content and you miraculously have people in your DMs. Those people don't come just from one post. It's like a sum of all the posts that you guys have been writing, because whenever someone just sends you a DM, they most likely go through your stuff. So there needs to be a congruency on your messaging, your outcome, and everything. So when you do this type of post, they actually work. So again, challenging beliefs would be another one, like the one that I showed you before. Let me see if we can, if I can charge this one. Okay, so now one. You won't get out of the sales roller coaster until you do this. Do you guys notice how every single hook is very intentional, very strong, and very addressed to the ICP? My ICP are female coaches and consultants that are struggling to sign 5 high-ticket clients, 3 to 5 high-ticket clients with their content on LinkedIn. Okay, so that is what I opt in for. And then another call to action. Every single post has a call to action. And then another storytelling. In this case, it can be a case study about a client. You will have these on the storytelling prompts, so you will have more time to go through each one. And then another way to showcase case studies and what you've had, the results you've had for other clients, is how my client achieved X by applying my system. Let me show you this one especially because these are the type of posts that you guys need to really, really hone into. Especially if you are launching or relaunching a program, or you're just trying to boost yourselves before quarter four ends. Okay, so here was the hook. Your content LinkedIn should do two things: keep your audience educated, consistently bring in 3 to 5 monthly returning clients. And then here I go with one of my clients that did this really, really well. So basically, the whole story of what she went through, this is also in the straight time prompts that you guys have. And you just go through your system and I'm not, if you guys notice, I am not even once going deep into my offer. I just go deep into what's in it for the client, how I work, and then my offer is completely relevant, because if they want more information on that, we just jump on a call or I just send them more information. So that is what nurturing content does. And it's very, very important that you guys have this, like 2 pieces of nurturing content a week. But if you're launching, you can just have 1 piece of this type of content per week. Okay, let's go to the last one, which is the one that I see a lot of people struggling with, which is selling content. Okay, again, as I said to you guys, it's a whole content funnel. Like one thing cannot happen without the other. And you should do this type of content daily, because this content is the one that triggers them to step forward. You also need to know what are the triggers that your ideal client has to opt in to even send you a message, because there's a lot of friction sometimes for them to even DM you, right? So you need to know what is their buying cycle in this case. Let's go with this one, which is one that's with a call to action to the offer. So I have offer here, but this could also be call to action to a masterclass, call to action to an email list, call to action to a low ticket product that you have, whatever that is that you guys are pushing for in that moment. But let's go with this. Okay, so in this one, I was basically talking about another workshop that I did. I do like 1 workshop per month, and basically like all the insights and the behind the scenes. Also, people want to see behind the scenes. I highly recommend to do that with your storytelling posts as well. And then here I just basically ask the audience, like, hey, if I would do another one, would you be interested in doing this? And what would you like me to cover? Because the market always knows. The market always goes first in this case, right? And then they just replied. And I also got a lot of leads for waitlists on other masterclass from this one. So again, all about opting in for an offer or what it is that you guys have. This one is, here's how I achieve X with my system. Let's see again. Okay, so here's the process I use to sign multiple 5-figure clients in 3 easy steps. This is what I'm doing here is I'm highlighting my process, so authority building. And I also know that this is what my ideal clients want. And they also want easy frameworks. So again, I highlight it. Okay, so I basically go through like my entire process, everything, and obviously some social proof. You don't need to put this type of social proof if you don't want to. I just do it because I don't know. I just like to put it there. And then I did some explanation more here in the comments, which also helped with increased engagement, increased community, and increasing comments. So I definitely recommend you guys to do this. Even someone commented about a recommendation on the comments. It's always good. So this is a good one. And here in this case, what I would do is you can do a call to action to send you a message or a call to action to join whatever that you have going on, if it's a masterclass, wherever that is. And then showcase why you are the go-to. So again, someone to build a content with strong CTA, strong hook. You have all of these content structures on the prompts that I'm going to share with you guys later. Let's see if this loads, but okay, so here's what I said. Making sales on LinkedIn isn't just about posting content. It's like a whole marketing strategy that you need in place, right? And here I got, I think, 5 signups for another masterclass I was doing. So again, very simple, very straight to the point. Boom, there. If you guys notice something, in every single post, I hit on the ICP. So for me, having 64 people like it, it's good. It's better than having 0, right? But I am more for, is this hitting the right people? Because if not, 64 and 0, for me, it's the same. It needs to hit the right people. So that's also something that I encourage you guys with. Don't go after like the big numbers. Just make sure that it's hitting the right people. Okay. So before we follow with this, you guys okay with everything? Is there anything that you guys want me to go through? If everything's clear, just put 1 on the chat. If you guys excited, just put 1 in the chat as well. So I make sure that you guys are following. Good, 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 good. Okay, I want to see you all guys selling. Okay, I want to see all your posts popping on my feed. Okay, so here's the thing. So this is my content sequence for launches and when I want to boost either email list signups, masterclasses, whatever it is that I want to sell. This is by posting 5 times a week. You could also do 4 times a week, but when you're going through a launch, I recommend 5 times a week. Visibility, again, storytelling, and you link them with your system, not with your offer. It's like, hey, look what I have to, like, I have a group coaching program opening. Like, no. You just link with your system because that's what people want. And a soft call to action, just like you guys saw. Nurture, how I desire outcome of your ICP, and ask an engaging question. You want to also create that feeling of community. So that is really important. And then you saw challenging their beliefs and a strong CTA. And this is really important because people think that they know what they need or what they want, but they actually don't know. They don't know until they read your content. And that's when they're like, okay, like she knows what she's talking about. And I know this is where I struggle with. Now I know what I struggle with. So now is when I inquire. This is really important. And here's what I say. Mention your system in every single post and emphasize how their business will be better by applying your system. Okay. So your system is more important than your offer in this case. Because your offer, you can just explain them on the call what it is. And they can just sign up. And sell daily. Really, really important. So, okay. So this was it for this. Let me also drop you guys the storytelling prompts. You also have them. Now, any questions? How are you guys feeling? How many launches are you doing per year? Like any questions you guys have, you can shoot them on the chat and I'll just answer them all.
There was a question in the Q&A section from Nelson. It says, what kind of content do you create that helped you identify undiscovered client niches?
Undiscovered client niches. I don't understand the question. Can you rephrase it? Tatiana?
I was going to wait till Nelson responded.
Okay.
To see if they can.
I just don't understand the uncover niches.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So we'll just working on it. Nelson's is
Okay.
working on it. So, but there is a question now in the chat. How do you get more comments and engagement?
Well, basically, like what I've been doing is like the 10 minutes before I post, I make sure that I engage in people's posts. I just don't, my engagement game is not crazy. But that's how I do it. And I also ask them either on a call to action or on the comments when I post to bring their thoughts. What are their thoughts? Another thing that I also do is I network a lot with people in the industry in my same niche. And we just support each other, and basically people will just start engaging like that.
All right. And then Ron wanted to know, how many new clients are you onboarding a month?
Depends on the month. Some months 2, some I've had weeks where I onboarded 3. I am currently working one-on-one, so who I work with, I'm very specific with that. So usually it's like 3. There are some months it's only 2. Again, there are some weeks it's 3. It depends, but that's the range.
That's all I have right now.
Okay. So let me ask you guys a question. How many of you are in the process of launching your offers right now? You can put on the chat. Jessie says, I am. Okay, I was launching Evergreen. For Evergreen, Alia, what I recommend is, in this case, I know you have different offers, so this is an important thing. If you guys are launching different offers, this has happened before where you can confuse your audience if you're not really clear on that. What I recommend is you always have one core message. Okay, like your messaging shouldn't change. What change are how you structure your offers depending on the level of or this business stage they're in. But what I do with that is I always send them to a live training or to a training or to a resource. And then I talk with them in the DMs, and then they engage on content. And then from content, they book a call. That's another way of doing it. But always making sure that, especially with content messaging, you have core messaging, one core offer, and then 3 content pillars. So that is also another way of doing this and having more clarity on content too. Any more questions? Was everything clear, guys? Is everyone? Oh, no one. Jessie says, I had a lot of trouble understanding that we should try again. Let me see what you asked. Is it like, do you need me to explain again with like, I was just answering to what Ali said about Evergreen, but I'm not sure if that's what you mean. Yeah, so with Evergreen is you either like when you have an offer, you either do like a period of launch, which can go from like 20 days, 30 days, a week, whatever, however long that is, or you do it evergreen, meaning you have already a system to put people through the sales funnel, so they end up booking a call or buying. So with evergreen, like it's very important that you follow the same content structure to get more people on your training. And I feel like with evergreen, what you want to opt in for a lot is visibility and traffic. So 40% of your content should be visibility, which is traffic, And then the rest should be selling. Okay. So that's what I do when it comes to trainings, or when it comes to enrolling more people into a coaching offer that in this case is evergreen. Ron says, I manage a group on LinkedIn with 7,000 members. That's really good. But have not been promoting my business or tools like I should. Will likely start offering once a month training webinar. Okay, so this is interesting because I see a lot of people with very huge groups and they're not promoting because they're just not feel sure about it, or they just never promote in there. What I would recommend you to do is, do webinars, but also get them on your email list, get them on an email sequence, and nurture them through there, get to know more what it is that makes them be there. And also, I mean, I don't know how your funnel looks like, but if you have your personal profile, you create content and you send them to the group, and then once there, what do you do? Like, do you leave them there hanging by themselves, or like do you put them into, that's another thing, because if not, like 7,000 members, like it's a lot, which tells me that you are great at community building, but what happens with all these people? Where is this traffic going? Another thing that I see a lot, and that sometimes it also happens to me, okay, it happens to the best of us, we just lose traffic. We just lose traffic here and there. So if you're really great at creating a community, but you're not driving these people to a site where they can opt in for an offer or anything, you're losing a lot of traffic there. How many times per week should I promote it leading to a webinar? Every day. Honestly, every day. I would encourage you, I mean, I would need to see or know, in this case, your marketing funnel. So Ron, if you want, send me a message on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is Geni Cor. Send me a DM and I can take a look at that. So I would say like every day, like you can do a post with a soft CTA, then you can do a post with a strong CTA. And that's what I would do. And once there, make sure that they opt in for like an offer or something. They're just 7,000 is like a lot of people. So just don't let that traffic go, because that's really important. Same with your content. Whenever you get people in, just don't let that traffic go. Okay, any more questions, guys?
In the Q&A, Nelson clarified the question.
Okay.
It's pretty long, so I'll let you read it first.
Okay. Which I am not seeing the question though.
Oh, you're not seeing it? Okay, let's see. Analyzing how different audience segments engage with your content may provide insights into niche groups that are most receptive to your messaging. My question, are any specific engagement metrics that can help people, are there any specific engagement metrics that can help people better identify and narrow their niche audience? So I think maybe they're looking to narrow their followers or their likes to their niche audience. Like they just want to connect with the people who are looking or being in their niche.
I see the question now. Nelson, what is that you do? Where are you selling? Could you type that on the chat? I don't see it. What I would say in this case is, here. Let's see. I help small business owners navigate the complex world of AI by designing custom strategies that boost their market presence and optimize operations. Okay, so what you want here is you want them to segment themselves, literally, and they do that by your positioning, your marketing, and your content. So what do you want to do here is you have, I guess, one core offer that you drive them to, whether if it's like one-on-one, like whatever that is. And then you have a core message, right? In this case is how can AI better their business? Like that. I mean, I'm just making it up, but for what you said. So what I do is, because I have two type of audiences. I have people that are, I don't know, under 5K per month, and then I have people that are making more than that. And so their needs will be different, and the way I would sell them would be different. How I segment them is through my content, very direct and very specific about who I'm looking for. So I work with female coaches making this much per month that struggle with this. Again, here it's very important that your message, your core message, is very, very settled, because that's what your whole marketing strategy, your content is going to revolve around. And then another way that I also segment my audience is through my email list. So once in a while, I'll send them a question, and then depending on what they reply, I'll just put them on a list or on another list. But also your content, they should be able to disqualify themselves just by reading your content. You need to be very, very specific. And that way you will start to see that also people that inquire will be more targeted. Obviously, there will always be people that are not qualified or people that are like out of niche in this case, but that is what I would do. Let me know if this helps. Any more questions, guys? Okay, good, Nelson. I'm fine. I'm glad that helps. Any more questions? Also, I don't know if you guys saw it because we were in the middle of the Q&A, but I dropped the straight time prompts completely free for you guys to download. Let me put them again here. And these have been proven. So for myself, my clients, and they also work on email if you have an email list. Okay, yeah, there it goes.